Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, June 24th.
Uh-huh.
At least we hope it's Tuesday, June 24th, because sometimes it forgets to upload the video.
I don't know how to do that every week. Why do you forget every week? That's a little shocking.
You don't forget every week, do you?
Yeah.
Every week you forget to load it?
I mean, if I don't load it that night, I forget. And then you'll say something, and then I'll act like, well, of course I remembered. I'm like, did you check it? I'm like, girl, you know you didn't. Just stop. Okay, so, yeah. So,
Since we end every show with "We hope your week is as good as your favorite song," Ivy came up with a wonderful idea of today's episode being all about the music that influenced us, that we like. So that's what today's theme is. So, Ivy, you kick us off.
Okay, I also want to have a disclaimer, give a disclaimer about why I have my shades on today. And it's because I have a little red dot on my eye, and according to the kids, it's getting worse. But I think it's fine. But it's annoying, so I just put the shades on so y'all don't have to see and be like, oh my God, what's wrong with her eye? It's nothing. Okay, I'm gonna kick it off with, so when I was in elementary school, there was this black guy named Timothy, and he was like a geek. And he loved Ace of Base. And he would walk around with the Ace of Base tapes.
Ace of Base was in your elementary school?
It was.
I was out of college when they were popular, but that's beside the point.
Oh my goodness.
So
really?
what, you were in...
I think it was like 96 or something. Like 94.
It would have been around 94.
And I would have been in like kindergarten, first grade, second. I remember this because I had a crush on Timothy. Okay. So I just thought that was interesting. So when I hear...
So did he see the sign?
He saw the sign. And it opened up his eyes. Opened his eyes. So yeah, that was one of my memories. I always think back to that when I hear that on the radio. You know.
They were like super, super popular, and then they were gone.
Yeah. And they still play together, but the members change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so they apparently are from like, Scotland or overseas somewhere. So they're not even like an American band, which in that time was popular.
Sweden, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
They're from Sweden, which is where ABBA's from.
Yeah.
So then who would be your favorite artist of all time?
My favorite artist
of all time?
Ugh. Mariah Carey. I love Mariah Carey. I've been a butterfly before Butterfly was a thing. Because you remember that video show called The Jukebox?
No.
The Jute?
No, I remember Friday Night Videos on NBC.
No, The Jute. And it came on like the off channel. They were always playing her videos, and so yeah, and her and Amy Winehouse. I love Amy Winehouse because she had that different voice, and she wrote her music just like Mariah.
Can you guess who my favorite all-time artist is?
I'm not gonna say Billy Joel,
because you would be wrong.
And I'm not gonna say Bruce
Springsteen, whom I do like. I like both of them, but they're not my all-time favorite artist.
Who's your all-time favorite? I couldn't even think of who it would be.
Really?
God. John Travolta? No, he's not an artist.
Well, John Travolta is my favorite actor.
I don't know.
Michael Jackson.
Really?
There is no single entertainer better than Michael Jackson. Bottom line.
Yeah. I mean, Beyonce's kind of got him beat.
She's not as good as Michael Jackson, and she's nowhere near as popular as Michael Jackson was.
Well, maybe not as popular, but she's like the female Michael Jackson.
Not even close.
Okay.
Not even close. I mean, she's got some things going for her, but Michael Jackson is in a league entirely of his own.
Okay.
He's got more... Well, first of all, he was so rich and so powerful.
He was rich.
And, I mean... Everybody knew who Michael Jackson was when there was no such thing as YouTube.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as Facebook.
Very true.
No such thing as Instagram.
There was no internet like that.
Basically, right. And Michael is worldwide known to this day.
Yeah. You have a favorite Michael song?
That's hard, but I've always said I think it's human nature.
Human nature. Sing a little bit.
Sing?
Yeah. So we'll know human nature.
If this town is just an apple. Then let me take a
Oh.
bite. And she said, why? Tell her that it's human nature. Why does she do me that way? Which, by the way, was written by a member of the band Toto. You know who Toto is?
No.
Remember that song, Rosanna, Rosanna?
Oh, yeah.
And that song, Africa? Yeah. So,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, Toto was really popular anyway.
Okay.
That is my all-time favorite artist.
Okay.
And I have a very, very, very proud moment.
Uh-huh.
When my son, I think he was in first grade, his PE teacher said, all right, guys, I'm going to start playing a song, and let's see if you guys know who it is.
Okay.
So the PE teacher started playing a song on his phone,
Uh-huh.
and my son goes, and it had just started, dun, 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 and my son goes, that's easy. That's Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson.
Oh.
And the
That's a
teacher
good
was
one.
like floored because none
That's
of
a
the other
good
kids, all those kids, by the way, have bad parents. None of the other kids knew that song, but my son knew the Michael Jackson song "Man in the Mirror." And "Man in the Mirror" is one of my all-time favorites.
It's a good one. If you want to make the world a better place,
Take a look at yourself and then make that.
change. If you bring it down, and then you gotta close your heart before you close your mind. Hoo! Hoo! Na 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 na.
Na-na-na-na. But anyway, that is a great song.
It is a great song.
I think, do you remember having, so your first favorite group would probably be Ace of Base?
My first favorite group was Spice Girls. Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay.
The Spice Girls.
Which is the shirt she's wearing
Yes,
today.
I had to
I'm
wear
wearing
the
Indiana Jones,
shirt.
just so you know, because I went to
Yeah.
see last week Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I went by myself because somebody, I'm not going to mention
I ain't
any
going
names,
to see
Ivy,
it.
would not go see it. She was close-minded.
I was very close-minded. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think, even though we're talking about music, I think Field of Dreams and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade are the two best father-son movies out there.
Field of Dream is so good. Isn't that the if you build it, he will come?
They will
They
come.
will come.
They will
My
come.
mama brought us that tape in the 90s, child. We was VCRing that thing to life.
It was a great,
It was so
great
good.
movie. Great movie.
Oh. So yeah.
I think my first favorite song was Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
From what movie?
I don't know. What movie was it? You know, movie,
Butch
honey.
Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Oh,
Paul Newman.
yeah.
And I remember my dad playing that song in upstate New York, and he would just play it over and over again on the little record player, and I used to think it was just the coolest song.
Oh.
But then as I got older, I would ride around with my Uncle Mark,
Okay.
and he would play his 8-track tapes in the car, and that's when I got introduced to like Billy Squier, Billy Joel, the Eagles, the list goes on, and fell in love with all kinds of different music, including Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. You don't need no education.
Yeah, it doesn't sound at all like the way you're singing it, but yes, that is the group.
Put your back on the wall.
But the music I went crazy over as a kid,
Uh-huh.
can you guess?
No.
The Grease soundtrack
That's such
and the
good-
Saturday Night Fever
I want
soundtrack.
us to do like a musical, like a karaoke episode where we sing nothing but Grease.
Oh, girl.
Nothing but Grease.
It'll probably be either the most listened to episode or the least.
Yeah.
Probably the most because people will want to make fun of how bad I sound.
I would think it's the most because it's gonna be fun. Karaoke's fun. And you and me sound pretty good together.
Okay.
Let me tell you my first favorite song, I think.
Okay.
So I was like in elementary
I'm
and I
listening.
didn't really have a lot of friends. So I was sitting on the ground one day and I was just like this right here with my knees on my thing like this. So this little white girl came over to me. Her name was Allison. So Allison was like, I stole my sister's Walkman. You want to listen to what I'm listening to? And I was like,
Yes.
sure. She is listening to Alanis Morissette. And the song is Head Over Feet. Oh my goodness. And it started my love for Alanis Morissette. And it started my love for pop music. You already won me over in spite of me. Don't be surprised if I fall head over feet. Yeah.
Yeah, she was. You know what's funny about her? She was a pop star in Canada,
Yeah, I heard that.
and that whole album, Jagged Little Pill,
Which is amazing.
which is a fun. Do you know who she wrote? Who she was writing about?
That one celebrity guy.
That guy from Full House.
Yeah.
The guy who did the cartoon voices. I don't know his name.
Oh.
Not John Stamos and not Bob Saget, but the other blonde guy. Apparently they dated. She really, really loved him, and he
Right.
dumped her or whatever. And she got an entire album of material out of that.
It's amazing. And then her press run of the song, that one performance on David Letterman was amazing. When she did You Ought to Know. Oh my gosh. So I think that's the first time I really fell in love with, when I was like, ooh, I love pop music. There's other music than R&B and gospel.
You want to know my favorite memories of music are?
Okay.
When Madison was born, before she could walk, I would come home from work.
Okay.
And she'd be crawling around the floor doing her thing, whatever. And she'd be interested in me coming in or whatever, but she wasn't crazy.
Okay.
But as soon as I went over to the radio and put on a CD and started playing music, she would come crawling to me so fast.
She loved music.
She loved it, and I would pick her up and dance with her around the living room, and she would love it. And sometimes I would pretend I didn't see her, and I would let her come just crawling so fast to me.
Yeah.
And then she would grab onto my leg and she'd start pulling herself up. And sometimes I'd just pretend I didn't see her,
Yeah.
just to see how long she was. And she never lost hope.
Oh,
She knew,
darling.
and I would pick her up. And to the Moulin Rouge soundtrack, we danced and danced. And that, for me, is probably the most rewarding part of music ever.
Yeah.
And I remember singing with my kids a lot of songs by Toby Keith called Huckleberry.
Oh, I know Toby Keith a little bit.
Yeah, probably not that much.
Not that much, but I know him a little bit. He was big in the 90s.
He was big up until he died, really.
He died?
And he died last year of cancer.
Oh, no.
Yeah, pretty devastating, because he was a phenomenal musical country artist.
Yeah, wasn't he? Oh, Toby Keith. I don't know who.
Yeah, you remember he wrote that song? I want to talk about me. Want to talk about I. Want to talk about na 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 na. No, okay, that's because you don't listen to white country music. That's all
I
there's to
do. I love white country music.
You can't
Especially
even
in
say
the 90s and
you
the
can't
2000s.
even say it.
It was
you
big.
didn't say country. You said white crunchy music.
I
not
said
even
country.
You said crunchy music.
Run the replay back.
They're gonna run it back. There's gonna be lots of comments down below saying you said crunchy.
I said country music. Shania Twain.
Oh, I did love me some
Oh
Shania.
my God. I'm gonna get you. It's a matter of fact. Gonna get you. Don't you worry about that. Yeah.
Another song me and the kids used to sing all the time was Starfish and Coffee by Prince. And for years I've been singing that song. And sometimes I lie to people and tell them I wrote that song. Just to have fun with them.
Every good song, it makes you feel like you wanted to write it. So you know a song is good. I have a song. So I'm going to do some black gospel music. There's this one lady named Dottie Peoples, and she had this song called He's an On-Time God. Have you know that one?
No.
He's an on-time God. Yes, he is. And then the verse is, you can ask the 5,000 hungry souls he fed.
Ooh, that's a good...
On the banks of the river with 2 fishes, 5 loaves of bread. That's the 90s.
That's probably a good song.
They don't make Christian music like that no more.
No. The Christian music today, especially a lot of the worship
It's so
music,
hip-hop.
A lot of the worship music today is 5 words, 1 song for 30 minutes. And it just goes on and on and on with the same 5 words, same 5 words, same 5 words.
But you think that may be like white people Christian music?
I think it's awful.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, I didn't like hymns, but as I've gotten older, I like hymns because they have words and they usually have these great stories.
Yeah.
And now you have these, basically Christian music machines that are putting out these gospel song or these worship songs, and they are garbage.
Oh my gosh.
And and I don't even think a lot of the heart behind a lot of those music is really that good. Especially, have you seen all those Hillsong documentaries and stuff?
Hillsong is a hot mess, but I ain't gonna talk about Christians. I ain't gonna do it.
But are they Christians when you see those things? I don't know. But anyway, I mean, it's not for me to judge, but
right. So and then Stephanie Mills, I learned to respect the power of love was big, and that a power that make you talk right. That power.
Now, my favorite Christian artist of all time is definitively Rich Mullins. And you know that song, My God is an Awesome God, He reigns from heaven above. He wrote that song. My God is an awesome God.
Yeah.
And lyrically, his songs are phenomenal. Mercy Me. Took me a long time to like Mercy Me because they played that song I Can Only Imagine.
Oh boy.
Played it on every secular station 24 times an hour.
They were trying to draw people in.
Oh, I got to where I hated it. But then I got introduced more. I introduced myself more to their catalog, and they're definitely one of my top 3. Okay. And then lately I've been listening to We Are Messengers. Gosh, their music is so good, and they have lyrics and they have stories, and it's more than 5 words for 30 minutes, and I love it.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I do like a lot of pop music. Like, I love me some Rick Springfield because Jesse is a friend. And he's been a good friend of mine, but lately something's changed and it's hard to define. Jesse's got himself a girl and I want to make her mine. Do you know that?
Don't.
You don't know Jesse's girl?
Oh, Jesse's girl. I don't know the lyrics.
My entire life, I have tried to see Rick Springfield in concert, and I've come so close so many times. And even he was in town last week, but I didn't have the money to buy a ticket.
All fluey.
And one time we had tickets in Florida to go see him at Epcot, but he was filming that stupid movie with Meryl Streep, so we had to cancel. The movie, which I did see, was garbage.
Yeah.
Directed by a phenomenal director named Jonathan Demme, but the movie was just garbage.
Are you a Red Hot Chili Pepper fan?
I'm okay with him.
Okay. I love I don't know their music like that, but I know those 2 hits. Scar Tissue was like big. And Danny California. I love me some Danny California.
I like them.
It's really good. Yeah,
when I was growing up,
nice.
When I was growing up, I was big into like the Doors. I was big into what's his name? Bob Seger. Love those 2.
Okay.
And I love me some Prince. I think Prince is
Diamonds and Pearls.
Yes, that's funny. I was just talking about that song at work the other day. There's this girl, her name's Diamond. I said, "Oh my gosh, Prince wrote a song about you," and she had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
The youth of today, how misled they are.
The youth of today. Okay, so I also have No Doubt, which was huge in the 90s. This is a 90s edition because I love music in the 90s. This music now, I can't get jiggy with it. But the
I cannot
90s
either.
was my
Today's music
jam.
is gross.
So yeah, No Doubt, And they had this one song called New, and it was from the Go movie. You remember Go?
No.
And from 99.
Oh, Go?
Go.
The movie Go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that
remember
movie.
they was at the rave? It was like...
Yeah, I knew a guy that was in that movie. He had a little bitty part in it. Yeah.
And she went down, or somebody went down the thing, and then that soundtrack, and the feature song from the soundtrack was No Doubt's New.
I don't remember that, but I remember seeing the movie.
It was I wouldn't say it was a really good movie, but it was like a movie of its time.
We are at that age where we look back at things that were a part of our youth, and we think those were the good old days, but everything,
They were.
and just like when our parents would look back at the 60s and 50s, oh, that was when music was good.
Yeah.
But I don't think today's music or movies, most of it is just garbage.
It's just missing that 90s
it's
vibration.
Just missing a lot.
It is. So I also have Courtney Love's band Hole. This one is kind of dark.
I don't know
It's
any of
90s.
their songs.
Really? You know Celebrity Scared, Don't Make Me Over.
No, no.
Yeah, he's not telling the truth because it was so big. I
I do
refuse
not
to
know that
believe
song,
it.
and Courtney Love is just a little too gross for me to look
She's
at,
really
much
gross.
less listen to.
So there's this one like interview back in the 90s, and it's MTV. They're interviewing Madonna. You can find this on YouTube, and there's somebody throwing oranges from the bottom of the platform. And the guy who's interviewing, he goes, "Oh, that's Madonna. Let's invite her up." And Madonna is going, "Oh, please don't." And they invite her over, and she, bows and does all this weird stuff. I love Courtney. But that band was like really into heroin. It's like the Nirvanas of the,
Yeah, not into them at all.
Yeah. Well, I
Not
was.
into
It was
them.
amazing.
Well,
And then there's Britney! Britney!
I didn't like Britney until I read her autobiography, and now I'm a big fan.
I love Britney. I'm mad that Britney don't dance the way she used to dance because they sucked the life out of Britney and they drugged her up. And I think she just forgot how to dance.
Well, she's also, what, 50 now? So that could have something to
Beyonce is like 40 something, and she's don't you see Madonna looking like a hot mess gyrating on the stage?
Poor
Britney is
Madonna.
just classic. Oh
Madonna
my
would look
gosh.
great if she just left the Botox alone.
I think after that death scare, she started taking some stuff out because her face started to look not bloated.
She looked like that character from the Saw movies.
Yeah. Well,
It's
they all
pretty scary.
do. They all do. You gotta stop
Listen.
chiseling at your face.
We're running out of time, and you know what that means?
Right.
That means we'll lose this video
Oh, yeah.
if we don't wrap it up. So, hey, what's your favorite song? Who do you like? Who do you love? Let
tell
us know in the
us.
comments down below. This was fun. By the way, if you ever get a chance to listen to 1983 Pat Benatar, Love is a Battlefield,
Mm-hmm.
then listen to 1984 Don Henley, Boys of Summer.
Right.
Listen to the drums. That drum beat is exactly the same song.
And if you get a chance to listen to Stephanie Mills, that Power of Love, y'all, we need that in the world today.
I know Power of Love from Huey Lewis and the News from Back to the Future. That's what I'm talking about. We hope this week is as good as your...
Favorite song.
It took you a long time to say that.
It did, because I thought you was going to say it.
Nope.
Sorry.
We love you. See you next week,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.
Maybe we'll talk about favorite movies.
Maybe.